This is James Hess with Pastor Planet, and I have a brief message, and it has to do with what I've noticed on the internet and through the people I've met that are godly leaders that are standing up on the wall, opening their eyes and looking to the future, to the horizon, to see that there is a new age deception at play that says that it brings peace, but it really brings deception and destruction. And on that deception and destruction rises the lawless one, the man of sin. And we're going to look at that. But I want to point out 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 that talks about the man of sin, the lawless one, the beast, the Antichrist that will rise up using lying signs and wonders that were, if it were possible, would even deceive the very elect. Now, a lying sign and wonder is something that has an ethical message that comes with a supernatural event. And I can't think of anything more appropriate to match that description than the false, what I call the Nephilim alien agenda from Genesis 6. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to go into that as well. But suffice to say, this is something that has been since the very beginning, from Genesis 3:15, the proto-evangelium, where God tells the curses that go with Adam and Eve, and the Nakash, which is the Hebrew word for the serpent in the garden. And he proclaims a prophecy over the seed of the woman and the seed of the Nakash, that the seed of the Nakash will bruise the seed of the woman, but the seed of the woman will crush the head of the seed of the serpent, or the serpent. And from that we know that the enemy could see that there was a Messiah that was going to come through the seed of a woman. And we get to Genesis 6 and talks about the sons of God coming down and seeing the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they chose all whom they saw and married them to bring forth Nephilim, mighty men of renown, that were, in the Septuagint, it's translated gigantes, giants. Now, these giants were a hybrid mixture of fallen angels who, throughout the Bible, can take on a form that is very much like a man. They're confused for men. They sit down, they eat with Abraham, and they're physically pleasing to the men of Sodom and Gomorrah. And in I believe it's Psalm 78, it says that when the Israelites were in the wilderness, they did eat angel food. That and many more point to that there's an ability that links up with what it said in the book of Jude, that the angels that sinned left their habitation and they left their former abode and took on a new body, a new habitation, which is the Greek word oikterion, which is used to mean the body, a house for the spirit. And that their sin was as the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah, and very many other things. But that was the first strike of the enemy against the coming of the Messiah. Because if he could pollute the line that leads to the Messiah, then he could prevent the Messiah from being human and dying for our sins, or doing whatever it was that would crush the head of the serpent. And I believe that the Antichrist rides on that very same deception, that very same attack from the Nakash.